What up is Marcus? We have sits of the week. So week 10, which players look, especially with their names, look great, but we need to absolutely bench. I mean, there's some big names here that, gosh, we just need to start benching them, and I'm not going to be fooled by their name, and sometimes we do that. The first one right off the bat is the biggest name of them all. It's Justin Herbert. And Herbert has been somebody that we talked prior to the year. I mean, you looked at the Mahomes-Allen category, and the third name into that group was Justin Herbert. Now, I understand Mike Williams and Keenan Allen have been, well, Keenan Allen's been hurt the entire year. Mike Williams now recently hurt. Justin Herbert has just really not shown much. Like, he hasn't shown to be that top 5 quarterback. And so against the 49ers, who let up 14.1 points per game, I am trying to sit Herbert, especially over the starts that we had some last week. Or if you have Daniel Jones, Tua Fields easily, Lawrence, Kirk Cousins against Buffalo is oh man, I don't know what to do there. You let me know what you would do. Kirk Cousins or Herbert against the 49ers. Oh man, that hurts because Buffalo's defense is so good. But Herbert, with no weapons potentially against the 49ers, especially if Keenan Allen out, it is going to be ugly. The next one is Derek Carr. He's had an up and down season. But against the Colts, who averaged 15.1 points per game let up, I feel like this is going to be kind of that matchup. You're going to see Colts, and you're going to be like, Colts suck. But Derek Carr, I feel like, is going to have, against the Colts defense, who hasn't been bad. Their offense has just been horrible, and so that's why you see them keep losing, but they're losing games like 17-10. And so I think Derek Carr is an easy sit this week, and the last one is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Dallas has only let up, this is who they play, one quarterback over 16.9 points per game. Rodgers hasn't even been over 17 points yet, and so it's just a match made of, like, you're going to get less than 16.9 as the cap. And so I hate that as a cap. And you have some risks here that if it's going to be a low-scoring game, that Aaron Jones could, if he's healthy, could get a touchdown. A.J. Dillon, you could have some running touchdowns here. And so Aaron Rodgers might not score much. And so you could have a 12-point game. And that's kind of what I'm kind of figuring, this 10 to 14-ish range. And I hate that. I don't want that as my quarterback. I want the high boom. That's why I would rather have Lawrence, rather have Daniel Jones. And, of course, some of the other quarterbacks I said are easy starts over Aaron Rodgers this week. In fact, if you told me Aaron Rodgers was Tom Brady, I'm taking Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers this week. I mean, honestly, this is a horrible matchup for Aaron Rodgers. The running backs. James Conner, he's back in health, but against the Rams have only let up one running back over 14.6 points, and his name was Christian McCaffrey, CMC. You might know him. He's kind of good. And so I am sitting James Conner this week. I am not trusting him at all as he continues to return from health. The next one is Devin Singletary. And so Vikings defense is actually the best since week 6. I know it's kind of a weird stat, but when you talk about the Vikings defense, they've been okay. They've been decent. I mean, I know that some of it's adjusted to, what running backs have they played lately? It hasn't been amazing running backs lately. So, but Singletary is just one of those that he'll be on the field a bunch and just doesn't get touchdowns, doesn't get the necessary touches. So I am benching Singletary in this matchup. There's too many other juicy matchups of players in that tier that have really good matchups. And Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson against Philadelphia at Philly. They've let up one running back over 11.9, and when you have two running backs that are kind of battling each other in this weird time split, I don't want either one of them to start. So I'm not going to start either one of them against Philadelphia. And that one running back, his name is Dameon Pierce. He ran the ball for like 30 times. So I'm not trusting him. All right, wide receivers. Cooks and any Houston player against the Giants. The Giants are the 5th best against wide receivers, and I know that somebody said, "What about Moore?" He kind of a sneaky target guy from Houston lately. Or I am trying to bench Brandon Cooks or Moore or anybody really against the Giants. I'm just trying to stay as far as possible away from that. And we're going to list through a bunch of these kind of mediocre wide receivers. It's going to be Rondale Moore, Curtis Samuel, Robert Woods, any Tennessee wide receiver. If Treylon Burks is back, he's included in that Tennessee wide receivers. All are benches. Like, these are wide receivers that people have been starting and kind of flexing and throwing as a kind of a last fill-in spot for starting. And I am benching them all. No Woods, no Tennessee wide receiver, no Rondale Moore, no Curtis Samuel, and also no Drake London. The rookie wide receiver has just not been getting it done lately. Started off so hot in the beginning of the year, and I feel like we keep thinking of Drake London, but gosh, that Atlanta passing game, Desmond Ridder might need to be in there like pronto to save Pitts and Drake. Or else those guys might end up honestly being droppable, which is so sad because they are extremely talented, both of them. And tight ends, Tonyan versus Dallas. Dallas has let up one tight end over 9.7. And you look at the passing game against Dallas, it's hard to get against that. And so Robert Tonyan is a bench here. The next one is the aforementioned Kyle Pitts against Carolina. I am not starting any Atlanta player except Cordell Patterson, and I actually have a lot of confidence in Cordell Patterson, but none of the other weapons on Atlanta, which is super sad. And then the last one is going to be Gerald Everett, who's a guy who we've been talking about starting lately. He's against 49ers. 8.8 points per game and they let up, and they've only let up 2 touchdowns at the tight end position. I see this being another kind of Austin Eckler game. You might get a little bit sprinkled in there with Carter and Palmer and stuff, but I just really don't think that Gerald Everett's going to have the game that you want. And so I'd rather have a Greg D or a Cade Otton or an Njoku, if you could possibly get, over a Gerald Everett for this week. All right? So this is Marcus Nice. That's peace out. We will see you guys soon.